The Shining is directed by Stanley Kubrick and stars Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall. The film tells a story about a family that's going to the Overlook Hotel to try and look over it during the winter, but this hotel starts to deteriorate the mind of Jack Torrance as he starts to go crazy and possibly become a killer. I remember watching this film a few years ago, and it was at a time where I wanted to explore a lot of older films that are considered some of the best of all time. The Shining, I heard a lot of good things about, especially from my sister who introduced me to the movie, and I came out of this film floored. This is some of the best filmmaking I've seen from a country mile. It was beautifully directed, the performances were great, the set design is immaculate, the directing is stellar, it's creepy, the atmosphere of the film, it was all spectacular. And I don't understand how Stephen King did not like the film despite it admittedly being pretty different to its book, which he tried to make his own adaptation of his book that did not really translate well to a miniseries. But I think Stanley Kubrick, despite taking a lot of liberties, did a good job at maintaining the core story of the film and the story itself of a family being broken apart just because they wanted to spend time together at this hotel and look after it. I think the plot is simple enough to explore, but as we explore the film later on and we get into more the mind of Jack Torrance as he starts to lose his mind in this hotel, there's a lot of nuance to the backstory of this place. A lot of dark images pop up, a lot of deep and dark themes start to be explored here about keeping your mental state in check and understanding what the truth of what's going on really is, and exploring how all this starts to affect Jack's family, because Shelley Duvall is the one character here that's trying to keep everyone in check, trying to keep everyone in a good mood. She's trying to take care of her son and make sure her husband is alright, and I think Shelley Duvall is spectacular here. She gives a phenomenal performance. Admittedly, some of the ways she was directed was definitely not good to get the kind of performance we need out of her, but still, she sells the fear, the love of a mother, the tension within these horror sequences, and the driving force of her wanting to keep everyone in her life safe. She was spectacular. And Stanley Kubrick's directing here is great. There is a very specific way he frames these shots. There's always something going on, whether it's an image in the background or the way the set is designed. There's always some sort of context or clues that's building up the story and the mystery of this hotel that makes this place feel like a character within itself. And I really like the way he uses callbacks and flashbacks in some of these scenes that affect even the characters like Danny Torrance as he starts to see things that he cannot really explain, and it becomes really unsettling as he starts to almost in a way go down the same path almost as his father, as in some ways he's also being affected by the hotel. And Shelley Duvall is the one character trying to keep everyone sane the best to her ability. This really is about the breakdown of a family and how isolation can deteriorate the mind to an extensive level. And that's where a lot of the horror shines through this film, and the end climax is some of the most tense-filled chases and horror that I've seen in any horror movie. It's just fantastic. Jack Nicholson is absolutely creepy. Even in scenes where he is supposed to be a normal person, you could tell that this is the kind of person that is not fit to keep an eye on a hotel like this and be isolated from the rest of the world. And I think the film pulled this off beautifully with this character, and as we start to unravel his mind and his mental capacity, I think it was done really well, and Jack Nicholson understood how to make this character feel unsettling with the sort of mannerisms he gives this character and the way he talks, the way he interacts with his family. It is all amazing. The Shining is one of the best horror films of all time. There's a reason why it's as iconic as it is. The performances are great, the directing, the horror, it's just timeless. I can barely think of a single problem with this film. I think what it sets out to do, it accomplishes it all beautifully. I'm going to give The Shining an A+. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.